How to work with SQL databases and Excel. Assume you have an SQL content across multiple databases. The title is distributed SQL, means the query processing is running across, the query process runs across multiple databases. Assume you have multiple databases, how to get the data into Excel. Let's understand slowly step by step, and you'll practice it after the class today. And do let me know for doubts, clarifications, if any. This particular session today will be helpful for data analysts, business analysts, developers in general. These three may be helpful for others also, but first three in general: SQL with Excel. Let's understand carefully how to perform this beautiful, interesting concept. Excel with SQL. Let's see. Let's go straight to the point. Assume you have two servers with you. You got two servers. How I get two servers? Install SQL Server 2 times. Okay, you have two servers with you now. Our requirement: how to bring data from both servers into a single Excel report. That is the agenda today. Simple, straightforward concept. Let's go to the first server. In the first server, I'll say new query. Let's first verify which server we are connected to. So I right click server, new query. Let's see how to find or verify the currently connected server name. Remember this, select at server name. So right now it is SQL School server. Okay, this one. Same way, I'll connect to the second server also. I'll connect to the second server at server name. This is server 2. Okay, now back to server 1. In server 1, I'll install one table. For example, let's take one small table here, a reservation table. So here it is. I'll just take this one. I'll take flight table. Okay, flight table here in this way. So create database online reservation DB and use that online reservation database and create table flight table. This is a source where in the first server. Now we have another source also where on the second server. On second server, my other session, create database. Assume for example online reservation DB. Give some name, any name for our example purpose. Use that online reservation DB. Connect database and create table, reservation table. So first, I'll close this window now. First server has flight content. Okay. Second server, second database has reservation content. Assume the data is partitioned or split, managed across database. Question: how we extract data and showcase in a single report? Firstly, we need to create a linked server. So here is the process. Step 1, on server 1, create a linked server. Then step 2, in source database, you need to define a remote join and store this query in a view. Step number 3, call this view from Excel. That's it. Simple process. It takes 5 minutes time. Let's observe carefully. Straightforward. What is that? Create a linked server to server 2. So copy the server name or at server name, right? Starting of the class today, at server name. This at server name gave you one server here. Copy that server name and go to first server, right click new linked server, provide the target server. My second, I don't want to say target, my second source server. We are pulling data from SQL Server, the second source. Type SQL Server security You can have a login password. For time being, I am using Windows authentication. Okay, what is that? Windows authentication. Okay, then next step. Once we have this content ready, I mean, just provide the required Windows authentication. Then click OK. You're done. Optional add-on. Go to server options. RPC true means remote procedure call true, and RPC out to true means remote procedure call out set to true. RPC remote procedure call means remote reads. From first server, we can read the content of second server. If both servers are local within your machine, within your single machine, then this is optional. For remote access, we need it true. RPC out means for remote reads and writes. Structural changes as well as data changes, both. Structural changes as well as data changes, both. Next. Okay, you got two different sources ready. We are linking the second source from first source. Okay, right click test connection. Once you test the connection, I repeat again. Firstly, copy the second server name. Right click connect and copy the second server name, or run this query at server name and then copy the second server name. Go to first server, right click new linked server, provide the server name, server type, security, third option, server options, remote reads true, remote read and write true. I'll cancel it because we already defined the linked service few moments back and we tested the connection. Then what next? In the source database, we need to define a remote join. How do we do that? Here it is. Select from flight. What is flight? The currently connected database. Inside the database, this table is an object, flight. Join. Remember, we got the linked server, right? Why? Because inside this second server, online reservation database, there is a table called reservation table. Okay, so server name dot, see here, server name dot database name dot server content database content schema content table, like this. Alias it. We are aware of SQL concepts. Alias it. F flight as or reservation on f dot craft code, in reservation table there is something called craft underscore code, so equal to craft underscore code. Very simple concept. Instead of joining two tables within the database, we join two tables across databases, so we need a linked server. And okay, now we are happily able to pull the data from multiple databases in a join query. What next? Create a view. Why? We need to reuse this query. In Excel today, Power BI tomorrow, it depends. So here it is. Create, okay, create view for, I'll say, flight reservation as, like this. See here. Ideally, we should not say star. We should not. So I'll say f dot. I'll try to get another video or another webinar on why and where we should not use asterisk or the multiplier star. It's a separate story altogether. In fact, a lengthy story. For now, f dot craft code, comma, f, what is a flight dot source, flight dot destination, r means reservation, r dot number of seats, and r dot class underscore code. Okay, like this. So create a view for this query. Now it will say error. Why? Because it should be r dot. Okay, like this. Next, one more. Here it says f.craft code, f.craft code. Okay, like this, f.source, this one, f.source. Let me verify the query first. Once you verify the query, create a view for this query. You are done. Next, let's test it. Select required columns from a view. To make it simple, I said asterisk, better to include individual columns. To make it simple, I am using asterisk, better to include individual columns during your practice. Run. Okay, we get the content ready. Then what next? Call this view from Excel. Okay, call this view from Excel. How? Very simple. Let's see. I repeat again. So far we got two servers. Inside two servers, we have two databases. Database 1. Okay, I'll put this way. My orange database, and to make it easier, okay, and my green database. In orange database, you got one table, maybe orange table, and same way you got one table inside the green database, maybe a green table. Now what we did so far, very important, we created a view inside the source database, isn't it? See there carefully. Inside the source database or inside one of these databases, I created a view, right? I created a view. Next, this is table. This is also table, and this is database, isn't it? These are databases. This is server and server. I'm just making it simple and straight. Now our requirement, okay, our view is ready. Our view ready. Inside the view, you store the query. From here, let's get the content into our new item now, Excel. Okay, this is our Excel. It can be Excel or any other destination site. Let's see how it is. A simple, straightforward process now. An interesting, colorful activity. What we do? Very simple. All we do is here get this content from view to Excel. This is the concept. That's it. We are done. We are done. Okay, here it is. This view has a link. View is pulling the data from both tables, isn't it? View is pulling the data from both tables like this. See here, table 1, table 2. So view is collecting the data for you, and you access only the view. And simply link it to the table. You are done. Let's give the final touch for this example now. View is extracting the data from multiple tables. How view can extract data from second table? Because there is a linked server. Without linked server, we will not be able to access in this process. Now let's get the connection to the Excel. How? Go to launch Excel, the final touch. Launch Excel and data, get data, database, SQL database, Excel, okay, data, get data, and SQL database or SQL Server database. It will prompt you to give this server name. Let's wait. Provide the required server name. Okay, here it is. And provide the required database name. We need to specify the source database, because it is inside the source database we created the view. Click OK. Just click OK. Server database. I'm using the Windows credentials for our demo purpose today. Click on connect. We are now establishing connection to the view through Excel interface for easy analytics. Click on connect. Let's wait. It may take some time. Let's hold on. It may take a while. Let's wait. So simply provide the server name, database name. Let's wait for some time. Once it connects, let's wait. Let's wait for a few moments. Yes, it got connected now. The window vanished. We'll get the new window now. It's taking a bit longer time, right? Yeah, I got it. Select the view. From here comes Power Query or reporting. Click on load to, drop down, load to. You are done. We are reading the data from the view in a pivot table or a pivot chart. Okay, like this. Then what next? Simple. Select the required fields. I'll say, for example, craft code. There are 4 craft codes and total seats, like this. Remember, the query can also include aggregations. For our clarity and ease of understanding, I just gave a linear query, direct query. But in reality, we can have some kind of aggregations also. For example, you alter the view now. Alter view name, group by. In general, we have aggregations, group by, craft code source and class code, like this. Okay, in this way. Sum of seats as total seats, in this way. Test the query first. Test the query first. Alter the view next. I modified the view structure. Go back to your Excel and here you will see refresh. Okay, refresh, craft code and seeds, like this. So we can refresh the structure and the data here. Okay, a simple concept. Next comes, for example, destination or class code, whatever it is. For example, I have class code in this way. You see the categories or destination, whatever it is. With this content, so what we are learning, how to perform or how to read the content from Excel, from SQL database to Excel. With this, we'll stop for now. You may try to practice this item and add your own points, like getting new charts at the front end or doing more modifications at the back end database, like data updates, query changes, anything. So this is the one that we are learning today. Server 1, server 2, inside server 1 database table and view. From view, we get access to Excel or other analytic platform. Practice this carefully. Any questions or any clarifications on this, you can WhatsApp me on this number. How do I save it? It's giving error. So click OK and single quote. Single quote. Next, you can also mail us directly your questions, if any, on this example. With this, we'll stop for now. Any clarifications, questions, glad to assist and glad to address from this example. Thank you so much. See you soon in the next event. Thank you once again. Take care.